Hey y'all, it's Madia, just Madia. Welcome back to my channel if you are a subscriber or a returning viewer. If you are new to the channel, welcome aboard. Things kind of get a little crazy. I go places and I do things and I don't really necessarily have a plan. But welcome aboard anyway. Today's video is a little bit different from the other ones. This video is a review video. My first time making a review video. Why am I making this video? Easy. This is my first time flying Air Canada. I've heard a lot of good things. And I decided why not go into depth about my experience of flying with Air Canada for the first time. It makes for good content and it might answer some questions that a lot of people have. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with the check-in process. So I checked in online a full 24 hours before the flight, like to the minute, because there was a particular seat that I wanted, which I did get, by the way, and I didn't have to pay extra to choose that seat. It wasn't one that wasn't like an exit row or anything. I didn't pay any extra price for it. It was one of the free seats that were available for my choosing, which is great. Got the seat that I wanted and I was loving it. The check-in counter at the Lisbon airport, it was somewhere in the back of the airport, which I was talking to my mom and I'm like, I've never been to this part of the check-in area. I'm like, Mom, are we in the ghetto of the airport? Like, I'm not sure how I feel about being back here where there's nobody else. Like, it was just us and the workers. And we were like, okay. But no, the attendants were very nice. They were very sweet. They were very easy to work with, super kind. They were checking in all. It was so fast, honestly. Like, it was 3 of us in our group. It was so fast. I didn't have time to pull out my phone and record, except for the one little clip of after all of my bags have been taken away. They even checked in my little roll-on carry-on bag, which is great because sometimes airlines at the counter, when you ask if they can gate check it for you, they're like, you have to pay extra. Not in this case. So I was like, can I gate check this? And she was like, oh yeah, no, absolutely. Put it on the thing and we'll send it back. And I was like, oh, wonderful, because I don't want to have to drag this around the airport. As much as I love my rolling carry-on bag, I don't actually want to roll it around with me. Shocker, I know. So it was super fast, super efficient. They gave us our tickets and we were gone. There's not much else to say about it. It was quick, it was efficient. Everyone was really nice. That's it. This is particularly just about one flight because I was dumb and forgot to record on the second flight. But don't worry, I'll make a part 2 where I talk about the other flight. This was from Europe to this side of the world, to the Americas side of the world, specifically to Canada, because that's where they have their layovers. So I was getting on the plane and I saw the hostess. She had like this clear bag of little bags on the floor, and I was like, oh, what are those? And she was like, oh, do you like the color? And I was like, yeah, I like the color. And so she was like, here, you can have one. And I got one, which I had no clue what was inside of it. We'll talk more about this a little bit later, like not too long from now, but we'll talk more about this after. So I made my way to the seat. The seats were super comfy. Our plane was not full, which I'm super thankful for. I got a whole row to myself in the back. Now, the row that I picked was the one that was one seat less than the rest of the rows. So like for most of the body of the plane in economy, the middle rows had 4 seats. I picked the first row that had 3 seats, which is great because I got 2 TVs. One where I could watch whatever or do whatever, and the other for keeping track of the plane, because I like watching the plane. I like to see where we're going. I like to see how much time has passed. I like it. So that was wonderful. I got a lot of leg room in that area. I would dare say I got extra leg room because my seat was here, but I also had like diagonal leg space. And that's not even counting the other 2 seats. I did not go over into the territory of the other 2 seats, like body-wise. Like, yeah, I put my stuff in the seat next to me a bit. but I mostly stayed in my seat and would like turn myself diagonally. I finally got to use the foot hammock that I had bought because I love using travel gadgets, and it was great just to keep my feet a little elevated, you know, so they're not just static the whole time. And I was like swinging it around. It was wonderful. I loved using it. The blankets that they had, they were pretty nice. They were comfy. I don't have any complaints about it. The pillow, I used my pillow as like a back pillow to go between me and the seat, not for any particular reason, but just because I like having a pillow there. Did not use one for my head, because I would lean over and on my arms on the tray in the extra space to like sleep so I don't hurt my back or anything. And before leaving, they offered earbuds, and not the ones that have like the 2 plugs. I hate those so much. You don't understand how much I actually hate those. No, the earbuds they offered just had like the 1 little plug, which I very much appreciate. Thank you for that, AirCanada. The entertainment. This is where that little bag from the beginning comes into play. The little bag was like the kids' entertainment kit, and it had a lot of little activities. So first things first, it had these headphones, which were for ages 6+, but it actually fit my head perfectly fine, and I used those instead of the earbuds that were given to me. I loved them the whole time, but I kept telling my mom, like, these are for ages 6+, but they're really cute and they're comfy. They didn't hurt my ears, which is great. Sometimes with headphones, like headphones like these, sometimes, especially when you wear glasses, they start to hurt, but no, they didn't start hurting. They weren't too tight, which is great. You can obviously extend it up and down depending on your head length. There was a super cute coloring book. It was not flimsy at all. It had like really good quality. The cover was like a matte semi-glossy cardstock, and the paper itself was really nice. Also, they gave me colored pencils in the little bag, not crayons. But these are like the nice kind of colored pencils. Like the colors showed up really well. So I was super stoked about that, because some of the other ones, I know they'd be giving you crayons. I'm like, I don't want these pieces of wax. Give me good coloring material. I spent a good amount of time actually coloring. I spent like maybe an hour or 2 just coloring in the first picture, and I did not finish it because I am not a 2-year-old. I need to color everything, and everything needs to match in a certain way, and so the picture is to this day still not done, and it probably will not be finished until maybe my next flights. Yeah. They also had a tic-tac-toe board made from foam, which is super great because that means it's lightweight, it's reusable, and it's flexible, so it's perfect for you to take on more trips. So this kit in general, if you have a kid, make sure you ask for it because it's super great, not only for that flight, but for any other flight you might have in the future. And it comes with this cute little handy dandy bag that I did bring with me because I love this so much. The TVs had a lot of good movie and TV show options. Now, I didn't watch anything actually on that first flight, which is really unusual for me because I normally do. Like, I'm watching movies the entire flight, but I did not because I was otherwise occupied with other things, which, you know, we'll see if I make a video about that. That's another story. There was actually almost an overwhelming amount of video form of entertainment options. Like, they had things from Disney Plus, I think they had some things from Hulu, they had a bunch of kids movies, so like you are not gonna be bored on that flight. And our flight was like 8 hours maybe, and so yeah, you will not get bored. There were a lot of pre-made playlists, which I very much appreciated, like the Rihanna Essentials playlist, which I did listen to like 2 or 3 times. I did also listen to like an orchestral playlist, but they do have like modern pop, easy listening music, and it does feature some Canadian music, maybe some Canadian rock if you're interested. So they have a little bit of everything for everyone, which is something I like, something I applaud them for. The food. So the first meal was like the big meal, you know. So they offered, it was a tray. So there was bread, butter, and camembert. I did not eat those 3 items. Not because I'm like against them. Well, I don't have any special dietary needs, right? I just don't like airplane bread and butter because it's cold. Okay, I like warm, easy spreadable butter. Okay, don't give me that rock hard bread. Like, I'll look at it, but I most likely will not eat it. And for the camembert, the smell of camembert throws me off so much that I can't enjoy the taste while I'm eating it. I love cheese, but camembert and like blue cheese, I can't because the smell distracts me from enjoying the taste, and I'm so sorry about that, camembert lovers. The cold salad was really good. It was chickpea, cucumber, zucchini with like a light vinaigrette. It was very tasty, and it's actually something I would eat again. I'm not a big fan of cold salads, but this is something I would most definitely enjoy over and over again if you gave it to me. The teriyaki chicken meal was the one I went for. The sauce was salty and the rice was unsalted, but it's fine. It's fine because when you mix the rice with the sauce and the chicken, it balances each other out, which is perfect. You don't need to, I didn't feel the need to add any more salt or any other seasoning. To me, it was absolutely fine. The chicken was not dry. It was juicy, and it really more like absorbed the flavor of the sauce without drying out the sauce, if that makes sense. So overall, I would definitely eat that again. I recommend that you eat that. It's really good. The greens were like lima beans, don't quote me on that, and broccoli, with again little to no salt, but it was very good. Like, it was well seasoned without salt, so I didn't feel the need to add any salt. There is salt and pepper you can add to it. I didn't find that until after, but I was like, you know what, I didn't really need it. It was fine. And for the drink, I paired it with a white wine because with chickens, you generally want to have a white wine. So the white wine, I had to refer to my mom for the information about the wine. It was like a dry kind of wine. It wasn't sweet or anything. I would call it a good palate cleanser, especially if you're like eating it between the cold salad and the warm dish. That is like a good thing to just completely wipe the slate clean. It was a blend of 3 grapes. There was like an acidic texture, like when it goes down. And my mom says it's a medium-bodied wine. For the snack, they offered us chocolate cake. It was chocolate cake. There's nothing else to say with it. There was no frosting or anything. It was just plain old chocolate cake. It was great. The last meal that they give you on the plane before landing, you know, the one that's free, included with your ticket, was a savory chicken fajita pastry. And boy, oh boy, was that incredible. So they had like there were small pieces of chicken in there, right? So like, I didn't know it was chicken until I read the package. But it was a really good ratio of the sauce with the ingredients. This was a warm pastry. And you know, sometimes, you know when you bite into Hot Pockets, sometimes like the sauce just comes like out. This is not what happened. You would bite into it, you would get the crust of the pastry with the chicken and the sauce and every other ingredient in there in one good mouthful. There was nothing leaking out the sides or anything. So to me, it was a really well made pastry as well as a really well seasoned pastry. The bathroom. Now, why did I film the bathroom? Because I could. But the bathroom was a pretty good space. Obviously, it's not first class. I sit in economy so that I can afford more trips and other things. But it was a pretty good space. You know, I'm not claustrophobic, but you know, I think my uncle, who's claustrophobic, I think he would do fine in that bathroom. It's not too big though, which is good. Like, I didn't feel like if there was turbulence while I was in there, that I wouldn't go flying from side to side and get injured. It was pretty clean too, which is nice. There are some bathrooms that which I know it seems a little unrealistic to expect an airplane bathroom to be clean, but there are some that you just walk in there and you're just like, ugh, like it feels like a porta potty. This did not feel like a porta potty. It was very nice. There's not much else for me to say about the bathroom. I mean, it's the bathroom. It was good. It didn't smell bad, so that's a plus. So for overall cleanliness of the entire plane, including the bathroom, I would give it a 9.8 out of 10. Now, why I didn't give it a 10 is because in the pocket of one of the seats in front of me, somebody had left a wrapper or something, and I know that they can't get absolutely everything, but like it just gave me an ick. Not against the airline, but against the person who last sat in my seat. You are the minus 0.2 points. Goodness. For device charging, I know computer charging is already iffy on overseas flights, on planes in general. For the most part, the planes can keep your computer at a certain percentage or a certain level, or at least slow down the decharging. On this flight over for my computer, I don't think it did much. I did get on the computer with 100%, and before it was over, it did reach 0. I was using it, but I don't think it slowed down the charging as I've seen on like Lufthansa flights or like United flights. But again, it was fine because I had other things that I was doing on the plane, like coloring and just other things, which we'll see if I make a video about that. Punctuality, yeah, they were great. They were on time. And in the Lisbon airport, they were even early, technically on time, but earlier than what it had originally said on our ticket. So for that, I give you a thumbs up. And I would rate this international overseas flight a 10 out of 10. Even though there was the one little wrapper, it's not AirCanada's fault. I know that. So I'm going to give them a 10 out of 10. This is definitely an airline I would recommend. It's one I would recommend if you also have kids, because they have a really nice kid entertainment package. It would keep your kid busy for hours. It kept me busy for like 2 hours. This is my honest review of Air Canada. I give it a 10 out of 10. Recommend for everybody. Air Canada is super nice. We did have a 6-hour layover in Toronto, which we were able to get out the airport and go see the tower. We saw the tower, went up the tower, took pictures, and we left. It was cloudy, so we didn't get to see a lot, but you know what, it was fine. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to binge watch, share, even play my videos in the background. I don't know, ambiance noise. Every little bit helps. Thank you so much for my subscribers coming back. We have reached 78, I think, at the point where I'm recording this voiceover. I very much appreciate it. I'm super excited. We're almost at 100. Thank you guys so much for your love and support. Feel free to check out my other videos as well. I have a couple of vlogs that I think are pretty fun. Subscribe, like, and comment for more content like this. Bye!